Wasn't expect to say anything, but definitely the Ernest family here. 40 years, right? You all become a part of our family, especially in the body of Christ. That's the main one. It's big for me. As far as how I feel, I got my ups and downs. I still continue to rely on God, and I will give glory to God even in my good or in my bad. We all are here as a family, as a one unit. Always remember, we all have to put God first, and one way or another, justice is going to be served. Amen. This brother right here has been it's been a big help to me. There's times I call him and I just want to hear the word of God. It's hard for us because we've been at home and locked in, trying to follow God's lead. So, but because y'all don't see us out here, doesn't mean we don't pray for you all. Pray for justice. I want to always thank you guys as well for your support. I think the support plays a big role with the family. And we're going to continue to fight for justice and the wrong system that was put together to do what it's been doing all these years. But we can't do it alone. We got to do it as a group of people, people. And that is black, white, Hispanics, Asian, whatever nationality. There's God knows. God is not looking at us as blacks or whites. He's looking at us as his people that he created. We are God's creation. And we have to uplift one another. And that's why we're here. To support
Amongst others, Inciting Violence that has gone through this walk of this hurt as a mother. I share that hurt on the first time that I met this baby. My soul and other mothers that are walking around nationwide. This is the beauty of love. That we can come together and support one another, the hurting mothers that are hurting out here in this nation. We gotta continue to pray. We gotta continue no matter what we see. But we gotta know by faith that there is a loving God. That He sees all things. He knows all things. He heals the broken heart. Amen. And He will bring justice in His time. Amen. But we still get to stand in the righteousness of what is right standing. We take this right stand. But we're here to support tonight.
What is up, everyone? Please take a second to hit that like button. The more likes that we get in a short period of time, the more people the algorithm will bring into the chat to come hang out with us and see what's going on. I have no idea what just happened. It wasn't specifically YouTube because my software actually gave me a notification saying we went down. I don't know if my internet just hiccuped or what it was. My apologies for that.
love you and we thank you. And let's continue to get
Well, it kind of looks like these guys are wrapping it up, but
fire for what's
and somewhere in Minnesota, I'm not sure what that name says. It looks like they're twerking for justice. There's a officer pulled up, put the spotlight on the protesters, and they're out there twerking in the spotlight. So I have a feeling that they have music playing. So we're going to hold off a little bit before switching, because if they are playing music, we're going to be watching a muted video. But I'm keeping my eye on it, and we will most likely be shifting over to whatever they got going on over there in Minnesota.
Alright, I'm taking y'all business about Ernest. Let me tell y'all something. Guess what Ernest used to, I used to say to Ernest. I said, ooh, you got some pretty eyes. What color is black? He say, brilliant. You know why he say that? He said, cause you.
Okay, so some information I'm seeing on what happened in LA. I guess there is officers investigating a drive-by shooting at Knott's Berry Farm in Los Angeles. I don't know any more than that. That just came across the screen. That's the incident that happened in LA.
I was thinking about it. Well, let me tell y'all something. I gotta say this. Me and Ernest, I don't think you was with me. Look, Jeff, Boo, Lisa, and Janet, we will go. Your father worked at the cinema 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Let me tell you, we go down there Sunday and watch the picture show, and it would always be karate. It would be 5 karate flicks. And Mr. Lacy say, I'm gonna give y'all some money for the popcorn, y'all. Y'all sit down nice. No, we wasn't. We be there. When we come out the picture show, everybody know karate. Everybody was right. And I was the main one because I was a daredevil. I said, I'm gonna do it. Ernest said, she gonna break something. She gonna break her finger. She gonna break, because I was always a daredevil. We'll karate kid. But I want y'all to know, you ever hear this saying, the apple on fire from the tree? That woman right here, the mama right there. Alright?
beautiful.
Man, he was like, he will calm me down. I'm always.
Come on, guys, let's rack up those likes. 260 of us here in the chat, only 150 likes at least on, that's what it says on my end. Let's rack them likes up and fill this chat up. We will most likely be switching over to the people twerking for justice in Minnesota.
We should be thankful. And I say that because it takes a heck of a lot to endure what they doing. It takes a lot. That pain would never go away. That pain never goes away. So I just want y'all to clap for the people that lost their loved ones, everybody. Yeah. You don't understand being black is a walk. You don't understand this is a different place. This place is different. I remember Martin Luther King came to Chicago and to Milwaukee. Worse than the South. Worse in the big city. You know, because of the blatant racism. It's terrible. And when the chief of Lee Brown was the oh, he was the most terrible person. Hey, he said the N-word racist. That's the difference. Them people, those people, them Negroes. So that was him to say so. That's all I really have to say. I want y'all to give this family this family a hand. I said Dale. I want you to give the Anderson a hand. And I want you to give Ernest a hand.
What's up, Undecided?
his name.
Ernest Lacy.
Say his name.
Ernest Lacy.
Say his name.
Ernest Lacy.
Say his name.
Ernest Lacy.
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 What's up, Brandon?
Justice for
Ernest Lacy.
Justice for
Ernest Lacy.
Don't forget.
Ernest Lacy.
Don't forget.
Ernest Lacy.
It's very important that we start off with shouting out the names of the victims. It's very important because when we forget to do that, we forget that they matter. We forget that they stood for something. We forget to represent the love that they once showed us or their family. We forget that
I appreciate you, Tanya.
that we show one another comes from those names that we continue to say. Without our voice, those who perish to the hands of police brutality, they would be no more. They wouldn't have a legacy.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Tia.
So every day that you guys are out here standing with the families, it means way more than you will ever know. 40 years ago, they did the same protesting. 40 years ago.
Jojo, I think his voice kind of sounds like Kendrick Lamar a little bit.
40 years later, that we still demand change.
Younger, but it's got the same kind of tone and stuff.
Change. We still believe in justice. And it's those names that bring out that belief in us all. These are angels. These are guardians. These people were born.
What's up, Frankenstein? These people are gathered together. They were doing a march. Now they're doing storytelling. They gathered because an individual apparently was killed by an officer 40 years ago. And I don't even know that to be totally 100% fact. We just heard the camera person mention that at the beginning of the live stream, of our last live stream before they just shut us down a few minutes ago. That's all we really know at this time.
I don't want to hear you say, I remember this, without standing for a cause. This is not just a show. This is not something that you just join and leave. This is a family. This is what love looks like. This is the unity creating through those names and the legacy of those names. We will get justice. It's in His will. We will get justice. We will get justice. But we have to continue to fight.
That's right.
This family is a strong family. The Acevedo family is a very strong family.
Talk, man.
The families that are out here, they are very strong.
Talk, man.
My brother had siblings, and it's not as easy for them to come out and fight the way that I do. It's not. And I would never say that I love him more. I would never say that. The pain, it goes so deep that you just never know what someone else is going through. When they went through these tragic moments of watching their loved one be slain on camera, or feeling that pain of knowing that that person that we hear those names shouted out will never...
Hey, thank you so much, Carol, for subscribing on Twitch. I really appreciate you.
It hurts. It hurts. Say his name!
So I just took a look at what's going on in Minnesota. I don't know if they're doing the Macarena or some other choreographed dance. We will be switching over to that. I just don't want to switch it right now because if there is music, it's going to be muted.
Ernest Lacy.
Justice for!
Ernest Lacy.
Justice for!
What's up from the ground up?
Don't forget!
Ernest Lacy.
Don't forget!
Ernest Lacy.
Ernest Lacy!
Ernest Lacy.
Ernest Lacy!
Ernest Lacy.
Yeah, MD Krabs, I agree. This is division. This is not unity, what they're doing. in my opinion.
Let's make some noise
What's up, Miller?
Ernest Lacy.
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 Justice for.
Ernest Lacy.
Justice for.
Ernest Lacy.
Justice for.
Ernest Lacy.
Justice for.
Ernest Lacy.
Don't forget.
Ernest Lacy.
Don't forget.
Ernest Lacy.
Don't forget.
All right, we're gonna switch over to Minnesota and see what these guys got going on. It's more active than hearing these guys say the same thing over and over again. So just a moment.
Ernest Lacy.
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 Make some noise for him, y'all. No justice.
No. We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 Power to the people.
All power to the people.
Like the power of the people.
Because the power of the people don't stop.
Say what?
Ain't no power like the power of the people. Because the power of the people don't stop.
Say what?
Ain't no power like the
All right, guys, I think we're going to call it for this evening.
Say what?
Very successful event at BCPD and out here at Kim Potter's house in Champlin. My name is Phil Ward with Move for Justice News. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you shared and followed and maybe liked our Facebook page.
No, I think they're about to cut this off. We're gonna end up going back if they do.
You guys all have a good night. Thank you.
All right, well, just a second.
Span alive. Fate would be fatal, but his legacy would just begin. His name was Ernest Lacy. On the evening of July 9th, 40 years ago, Ernest Lacy was painting an apartment building on 20th in Wisconsin with his cousin. It was so hot that night that they had to wait until the sun went down to even begin to work. At about 10:30 p.m., Ernest decided to take his break and walk to the nearby food mart 4 blocks away. Conduct questionable Milwaukee police officers were also cruising down Wisconsin Avenue. Earlier that day, these officers were supposed to go on trial in front of the Fire and Police Commission for brutalizing a man they had previously arrested. But their trial was postponed, and instead they were on the street. Just a few minutes after 10 p.m., the officers heard a report of a rape with an unclear description of what the suspect was.
Hey, thank you so much, Army Vet Girl, for joining the membership program, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan.
Was stopped on 23rd by one of these police officers. What happened next was witnessed by several civilians, and even the police version of events couldn't control the following narrative. When approached by police and told that he matched the description of a rape suspect, Ernest became nervous, knowing his innocence did not even matter in this moment, and the police say that he bolted. They wrestled him to the ground and said it took all three of them to subdue him and that he exhibited restraint. Ernest Lacy had a medical diagnosis that would have influenced such a circumstance, but nothing that would qualify him for what the police would actually continue to do. One witness said he saw Ernest Lacy handcuffed and face down, arms pulled above his head, one officer standing on his leg, another with a knee on his back. As they continued to pull Ernest's arm beyond his shoulder blades, the man saw Ernest have one convulsive seizure and then go completely still. Ernest was then placed into a police van a few minutes later, eyes opened and his tongue partially hanging out. But it wasn't until another 25-year-old man, Tyrone Brown, was thrown into the van after being arrested for an illegal drug search that found an existing warrant but not drugs, that the medics would even be called. Tyrone noticed Ernest's body lying face down with his hands handcuffed behind his back and a policeman sitting directly behind him. Brown immediately told the officer that this man was not breathing and that he thought he was dead. It took more than 5 minutes before another officer finally came to the van with an ammonia capsule to place under Ernest's nose. But nothing happened. Brown complained to the third officer that this man looked like he was severely beat up, but the respondent officer said, "How do you know that he wasn't even hit by a car?" Paramedics came and tried unsuccessfully to revive Ernest Lacy.
You guys are cracking me up in the chat.
Hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, MD Krabs. I appreciate you.
Notorious Chief of Police Harold Breyer, known for an era of policing with segregation, discrimination, and openly treating black citizens as hostile invaders, called all the officers involved in Ernest Lacy's death good men. 1 week after the death, Breyer publicly exonerated all the officers, saying that the investigation was complete and that no wrongdoing had occurred. In 1967, when Father James Groppe and the NAACP Youth Council...
Well, Henry, if you don't like the chat, you can kick rocks.
Marches, Breyer and his men would routinely harass and jail the marchers for minor offenses. Even worse, MPD refused to protect them when racist white people would throw rocks or bottles at them and call them names. In fact, he had the police cover their own badges so they couldn't be identified when partaking in the brutalizations of the protesters. From 1975 to 79, 22 people would die in police custody under Harold Breyer. Not a single cop was ever disciplined, charged, or convicted. The murder of Ernest Lacy came at such a time that the community had very loudly had enough. Within a week of MPD's decision to not charge any of the officers involved in Lacy's death, a coalition of black-led grassroots groups and other organizations began holding demonstrations, protests, and marches that drew in thousands of people. After a couple weeks of numerous demonstrations, the mayor would set up a committee and inquest into Lacy's death. The inquest lasted 21 days and included 100 witnesses. Harold Breyer vocally refused to cooperate with the investigation, but there was no repercussion for his response. Ernest was, of course, cleared for the rape that he was initially stopped for, as the actual suspect was identified before the police van even reached Ernest Lacy that night. But they killed him anyway. Milwaukee's chief medical examiner would claim that he could not pinpoint what cut off Ernest's airways, but that a knee in the back and hands pulled back could have played a factor. The lack of blood, cracked ribs, and struggle were just noted. An independent medical examiner would state that the police use of force is what caused the death. The Brutality was obvious, but the police said they did nothing unusual in apprehending Lacy, despite how problematic that truth actually is. Breyer continued to say that his officers responded appropriately. The jury recommended homicide and misconduct charges. The judge just issued the misconduct charges, but then later threw them out because there was no law in the books making it a crime for officers to fail to render aid. Eventually, one of the 5 officers would be fired for excessive force and 4 were suspended.
I'm down, Nathaniel. Check out jeffmacmusic.com. See all what I put together and then shoot me an email.
The Coalition for Justice for Ernest Lacy would continue to fight, lobby for, and eventually gain a reform in 1983, making it a crime for police to fail to render aid. This law would become known as the Lacy Law. Yet 38 years later, in July 2011, MPD would press their knees into the back of Derek Williams, who was face down and handcuffed and clearly struggling to breathe for over 8 minutes while repeatedly pleading for medical help. If the Lacy Law was in effect and active, Derek Williams could still be alive. If the needed reform was nationwide and enforced, George Floyd would still be here. If the underlying structure behind these confrontations isn't changed, these reforms are not fixing the problem, but our voice in the continuous push for holding officers accountable and enacting laws such as the Lacy Law can create change. Today, the family continues to call for more states to adopt and enforce the Lacy Law and not give up the fight for justice. Myrtle Lacy, Ernest's mother. Oh my gosh, sorry.
Yeah, Adam, I'm not sure what happened. We got to about 50,000, 51,000 subscribers, and then YouTube's like been cutting me off. YouTube actually sent me a message saying they were banning spam accounts, and I would notice my numbers decrease. They don't never seem to go up now. I don't know what it is.
Today, we forever will remember Ernest Lacy and the impact, power, and history he will continue to influence in all of our lives.
Say his name.
Ernest Lacy.
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 Yeah, for all of you guys that are subscribed, I appreciate all of you. For anyone that's new here, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon. But if you want to be notified every time we go live, for when and where we go live, make sure you join the Discord. The Discord's a free app you download on your phone. You come to any of my live videos, even if they're not live currently. But go down in the description. You will see the link to the server. Follow the few simple steps to join the server. You'll be greeted with an automated message letting you know that you've done all you need to do in order to receive notifications.
Ernest asked me to close out Cecil.
That's all right.
Williams, yeah, I've heard a couple people say that they've come to the channel. They used to be subscribed and realized that YouTube had unsubscribed them. It's pretty common. They have lots of little tricks up their sleeves. That's why we're trying to migrate off this platform. But right now all the hooligans are pretty much on YouTube. Big shout out to anyone that's watching on Odyssey or Twitch. We're trying to migrate off of here. I'm really looking into starting a website specifically for the live, where I will be able to stream on the website through a private page. And so basically we'll do like a membership program or something. It'll get you into this hidden page, and you'll be able to watch live and speak freely. And that's the goal anyways. I got to look into hosts for website, because you know they all have their own little rules and stuff, and I don't want to sign up for something, pay a bunch of money, get started, and have them kick us off because you know, they're just as bad as YouTube. So I'm looking into it.
Everybody that comes in contact with the Father God, for
Yeah, I appreciate you, Farm Girl.
all the individuals that are here today together, Father God, I ask you just to have mercy. Put your angels around them, Lord God, as they march, Father God, each day.
I got the volume maxed out. I don't know why this guy's got a megaphone, but he's mumbling into it and has it facing the ground. Somebody needs to help this person if he expects us to hear him.
That you will help us moving forward, Father God, for justice, and that we will know without a shadow of a doubt that you are an investigator, Father.
What's up, Christian Watson?
You are a judge, you are a lawyer, you are our protector, you are our...
No, Army Vet Girl, we're not going to Rumble. They want $100 a month to stream on their platform, and I hear that they're pretty selective on who they promote and don't promote, and we don't need more of that.
That's right in the word, Father God. It needs to walk by. Your word, Father God. Just give them that extra strength tonight, Lord God. Make sure it needs it, Father God. Much blessing for the Lacy family and for everybody who's here, Father God. Just ask you to continue to help us all to move forward and justice will be done.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm actually looking into that to see who hosts Steven Crowder. I see Salty Cracker has a new website that was put up by somebody that specifically supports conservatives and political channels. So I'm also looking into that. I want to make sure I pick the right setup because I don't want to invite you guys into a website and then have us get taken down, and you know, we don't need more issues. We're trying to move forward.
Ernest Lacy!
Ernest Lacy!
Ernest Lacy!
Ernest Lacy!
Ernest Lacy!
All right, y'all, so we want to be able to head back to Washington Park. Again, thank y'all for joining in with us. You can give another round of applause for Lacy We're just showing up and showing support. That means a lot right now in this moment, even though they're going through. So we just want to continue to even love them.
Hey, thank you so much, Not Reconstructed. I really appreciate the donation and the support. Thank you so much for being here.
We'll have substance as long as we continue to do the work. So we're going to get ready to move from this space and head back to the park. So those of you who are walking, just get ready to start walking. And then those of you who are in cars,
Hello, dog.
get back to your vehicles and head back to the park.
Alright guys, I'm going to end the stream here. I'm not going to film the walk back to the park. Make sure you share the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you want to help keep us out here, help pay for open records requests with these overpriced police departments, there's 2 links pinned at the bottom. Every dollar helps. And I will see you the next time I come out. Be sure to subscribe to the Never Stop Voices YouTube channel. Check out our website where we host our articles. It's neverstopvoices.com.
All right, hold on a second.
And restreamers, eat a dick.
Oh, he's big mad. He's real big mad. Well, that's okay. He can be as mad as he wants to. He's having a rough day. We already knew that. Anyways, there isn't anything else going on. That was the end of it. It's currently 1 a.m. here, so probably nothing else going on. I really appreciate all of you for stopping by and sticking with me, even though we got cut off for whatever reason that was. Yeah, big shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership program, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you. I would not be able to do this without you, so thank you guys so much. If you're new here, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, and make sure you join the Discord. For anyone that's interested in the t-shirt I'm wearing, it's a whole new listing that I've put up on the merch store. There's tons of items with this new logo on it. If maybe on tomorrow's live stream, I'll pull this shirt and show you guys the back of it. On the back, on the upper back, it's got the Jeff Mack logo, the hooligan word spelled out. It also is in bars and stars. I really dig how these turned out. I also have a tapestry on the way. I will show you guys that as soon as I receive it in the mail, so you guys can check it out. For anyone's new here or anyone's not following me outside of YouTube, please stick around after I'm no longer on the screen. I'm going to post all my links in the chat. All of my links are also available in the description of this video, and also if you're on Twitch or anything like that, make sure you guys follow me on everything, because if something happens, we get kicked off YouTube or Twitch or Odyssey, which I doubt because Odyssey is pretty awesome. I want you guys to be up to date. I don't want you to think I just disappeared or I quit or whatever. We're over a year deep. We're going to continue rolling. I have no intentions of stopping what we have started. We are going to move forward and keep this going. So I want you guys to be connected to me. But the best way to be connected is to join the Discord. We have lots of discussions. We gather lots of information. We do lots of research on the Discord. Everybody's pretty nice. So if you don't know what the Discord is, or you get there and you're a little bit overwhelmed, don't be afraid to ask for help. There's always someone awake in the chat, and they will be happy to help you. And most of the people in the Discord know more about that kind of stuff than I do. A lot of hooligans have to help me figure out the Discord, so don't be afraid to ask for help. But thank you guys so much for being with me. It sounds like we will have action tomorrow, from what we heard from the Minnesota live stream we were covering earlier. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good night, and until the next live stream, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.